wacht auf, Schluss aus, ihr Ende. Die Zeichen der Zeit stehen auf Sturm. Wacht auf, Schluss aus, ihr Ende. Die Zeichen der Zeit stehen auf Sturm.
First of all, okay, you're Keith Thompson. Tell me about the most recent work you did, just real quickly here.
Okay, well, I'm a documentary filmmaker. I just finished a film called Aquarius, the Age of Evil, and I've done some work before that. I'm a Christian apologist. I write for answeringslam.org, and that's primarily my focus at this time.
Okay. Well, I see that you have done some research on Zeitgeist, and that's what I wanted to ask you about here. Now, from what I see, you had mentioned something about how Zeitgeist has been dishonest in their research, and how other scholars have not really received the work of Zeitgeist. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. Zeitgeist's claims about Christianity and Judaism are not recognized by scholars and historians. In fact, there's no serious historian or respected scholar anywhere who has endorsed the first Zeitgeist film with respect to their claims about Jesus and Christianity. In fact, something funny, in the first edition of the Zeitgeist, they have the audacity to claim that Muhammad of Islam was recognized as a dying and rising God with similarities to Jesus, supposedly. Well, this is ridiculous. In Islam, Muhammad is the prophet, he's not a dying and rising God, so the fact that Zeitgeist would make that claim, it really shows how unreliable and dishonest they are, historically speaking. Zeitgeist makes the astonishing claim that Jesus never even existed. However, there's no respected historians in the entire world who will say that. In fact, even the critical, liberal, atheist scholar Rudolf Bultmann speaks against this type of rhetoric. This is what he says, I'll quote him. He says, quote, "Of course the doubt as to whether Jesus really existed is unfounded and not worth refutation. No sane person can doubt that Jesus stands as the founder behind the historical movement whose first distinct stage is represented by the Palestinian community." Quote, that's from his book, Jesus and the World. So in light of scholarship and real history, the position Zeitgeist offers is fringe, it's ahistorical, and quite frankly, it's ridiculous and dishonest.
Yeah, I have to admit, I saw that when I watched your documentary there on that there. Now, one thing that kind of registered with me was you were talking about that book, Christ Conspiracy, and how it was not going to be a real reliable book. That was their source. Is that right?
Correct. The Christ Conspiracy is the main source for the film, yes. With respect to that source, it's written by a woman named Acharya S. Her real name is D.M. Murdoch, however. Her claims about supposed similarities between Jesus and the Hindu god Krishna, they were tackled by Dr. Edwin Bryant, who's a professor of Hinduism at Rutgers University. He's a scholar in Hinduism, and this is what he said. He said that her claims are, quote, absolute and complete nonsense, and, quote, that she doesn't know what she's talking about. He then went on to refute all of her claims about Krishna. And you can find these citations in Dr. Mike Lycona's article refuting Acharya S. Regarding supposed similarities between Buddha and Jesus, Professor Choon Fang Yu, chair of the Department of Religion at Rutgers University, specialist in Buddhist studies, stated, quote, "The woman you speak of is totally ignorant of Buddhism. It is very dangerous to spread misinformation like this. You should not honor her by engaging in a discussion. Please ask her to take a basic course in world religion or Buddhism before uttering another word about things she does not know." So, in fact, here's something interesting. Even the extremely fringe atheist scholar Robert Price identified Zeitgeist's main source, Acharya S., in her book, as loony. This is what he says, quote, "The Christ Conspiracy is a random bag of mainly recycled eccentricities, some few of them worth consideration, most dangerously shaky any outright loony," unquote. So, scholarship hasn't really acknowledged Zeitgeist Part 1 is claims about Jesus, or source Achari S, but scholars will usually identify their claims as nonsensical and loony. But more importantly, I think it should be made known that most of the supposed parallels that Acharya claims Jesus has to Krishna and Buddha, she got from Helena Blavatsky's book Isis Unveiled Volume 2. And who is Blavatsky? Well, she is a Luciferian, and she was a founder of the modern New Age movement and the Theosophical Society. So Zeitgeist and its source have recourse to Theosophy and are yoked up with Theosophy, so there's really no question about that.
Okay. Now, also, you kind of leading into something else I was going to ask you about there. The Zeitgeist supposedly is supposed to be against the New World Order, yet what they're actually teaching kind of feeds into the New Age religion, right?
Right. Zeitgeist basically leads people into New Age concepts by giving merit to astrology, in that they claim Jesus represented the age of Pisces, therefore discrediting Christianity and getting people interested in alternate astrological explanations of why Christianity even exists. Secondly, Zeitgeist promotes a man by the name of Jiddu Krishnamurti in their second film, Zeitgeist Addendum. Jiddu, he was raised as a New Age theosophist, brainwashed into this ideology from a very young age by leaders of this society. And he was even almost their false Christ, or world teacher for their New Age cult, called the Theosophical Society. And he was actually supposed to usher in their New World Order Age of Aquarius utopia. So this is what Zeitgeist yokes itself up with by appealing to Jiddu Krishnamurti. Something interesting about the Theosophical Society, it was really the first New Age group who believed that Jesus represented the age of Pisces, the same.
The most effective way to protect yourself from subconscious manipulation is by being aware of how it works.